All right, good evening, guys. Ken Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for August 26, 2024. Start with a couple sniper trades. This is Intel, our reliably weak semiconductor. 10-minute chart. There's your OR 10. I took the 1, 2, 3 short. This was the case of a gift collapse intraday. When I see this kind of elephant bar, my buddy Robert Gardner used to call that a elephant bar, where you have this kind of opening, harshes all the way down, and then opens where it closed and starts running back up. I just take, the halfway point and say, look, I want to preserve as much of that half as I can. So I just take that's about a 2 hour gain right there. 1 unit of reward, 2 unit, maybe 2.5. That feels like a kata 2 and a PSAR flip. 1, 2, 3 entry for a fraction. And I'm flat the rest of the day. I was happy with the gift. So that's about 2.5. This one's Coca-Cola. I had this on my radar as a nice recovery trade. The sell-off in Coca-Cola did this, and then it closed really well on Friday. So I had it on my short list to just watch. It gave me an OR10 breakout. This is your OR10. Right here. So there's an OR10 breakout with a standard risk on it. And just worked nicely. It took the spine of the dragon exit for about 3. Caught a 2 re-entry. Spine of the dragon exit for about a half. So a nice kind of a grinding day. This one is US Steel. So this has been part of the entire XME series has just been getting smashed. XME is your metals and mining. And so in that space, I look at Alcoa, US Steel, Nucor, and Cliff. Now, Cliff had already last week put in some recovery moves. So last week, after a sell-off like this in Cliff, it actually put in a couple recovery days, but US Steel has continued its slide. So I'm ready on US Steel for that breakout in either direction. And it opens where it closed. There's your OR10. I try it short. It reverses sharply against me for -1. It keeps going and is testing the Bollinger Band mean. So I reverse there. Standard risk. Take a half. Caught a 2. Take a quarter. Try another caught a 2 for about a quarter. So that ends up being about flat for the day. And it's just one of those things that sharp reversal here loses 1, and then it takes the rest of the grinding day to earn it all back. But what I do like about this going into tomorrow is this feels like the first day after a long and painful slide, the first day that the sellers did not dominate, because you have at least 3 buying surges to it, and it closed pretty well. And it closed above the daily VWAP, closed above a rising SMA 30, closed at the 3-day volume weighted average price. There's the 5-day, and there's the 150-day. So it feels like there's some upside potential. And if it can get across this 5-day and clear that little consolidation, then it feels like it can make that move. So I'm optimistic for that one tomorrow, and I will stay with it. Let's see. Couple trades from the traders. This is Tim Uberhorst with the NVIDIA. And the first one here was yesterday or Friday's VWAP, the close. He plays the first breakout for minus 0.5, hits the PSAR flip, he's short. It runs down and then comes back to the spine. He's out of that for 2.1. And then it rolls over. He takes another collapsing dragon, gets 0.9. So he ends up with 2.5 for the day. They're getting close to their earnings release on Wednesday. So one more day of tactical fireworks in NVIDIA. And then the shenanigans begin. This is Tim, our other Tim. And this is EWW. He's trading the 5 minutes. And here was the close. Here was the gap open, the quick rollover, collapsing dragon, OR5, if you will, 20-cent risk. And he had 0% belief in the trade when he entered it, but they all look the same leaving the station. How many times are we going to learn that issue? Makes 5 and then takes the essentially PSAR. He did not take this one. But if he had, then the trade frame would have returned 0.7 on that little rebound. So pretty nice day for Tim, proving that point. And this is what a trending trade looks like. Everything, it went off road, if you will. It left the road and went that away. We're going to take a look at the reports real quick here. And I will get the PDF posted in Patreon here shortly. Yeah, on the 150-day look back, we're pushing the very upper limits of that all-time high again. There's our closing price. We're just a fraction away from that all-time high. There's your Bollinger Band mean. There is your PSAR support at 542. Spine of the Dragon support looks significant to me at 555. The daily low at about 559er. And there's been a lot of intraday volatility, not much net, but the 3 and the 5-day anchored VWAPs are both pointing higher. So we'll see if we get a tactical Tuesday tomorrow. If we zoom in on the last 30 days, which is that black box there. Yeah, you can see that we've got the rising lows is indicating there's a net buying pressure here. Nice support, hires. And it closed right on the 3 and 5-day anchored VWAPs. So I just treat this as a zero bias, and I'm ready to go hard. And on a breakout above the yellow, God, why is this so weird? The pen is acting really strange. Sorry. I'm ready to go long or short out of that yellow zone, which is today's price. Right there we go. That's better. All right. We're back to bullish normal, overbought across the board. Volatility is favoring sharp moves in either direction. Everything is so close to its 10-day high that none of the channeling overreaction signals fire. Lots of big breakouts to the upside in the Dow with strength in 3M, Coca-Cola, IBM. This is all your Main Street guys, not the tech. Nucor was strong. ExxonMobil was strong. Tesla and Nvidia and Intel. The tech sector was actually really weak. This is why it's easy to have a short side bias in Intel. And if we just take a quick look at Intel here. Come on, Kenny. Today it was a percent loser. That's why it's coded red. It was down 2%. It's been the worst performer in the Dow for the 1 day, 10-day, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So it's when that thing starts collapsing intraday, it's easy to pile on. And then big wins here. That's your 3M and Coca-Cola and IBM grinders to the upside. Travelers, United Health, and Verizon. So those are not the tech names that are leading the way up. So that's Main Street, which means when tech does come on board, there's some latent buying pressure that's ready to go. Now in the ETFs, you had big wins today in XLP, agriculture in the Dow, and everything is so near its 10-day high that you don't have anything that's auto framing. A lot of symbols on the squeeze, only one of them, which is Boeing, has the 2-to-1 on the auto framer, but lots of good names in there for the squeeze, just waiting for the explosion of information that I think that comes out of NVIDIA's earnings. That's going to be fireworks. Auto framer, just 3 of them. US Steel, AI, and EWW testing out better than 2-to-1. Still being dominated by the summer and spring. Most everything in the green today on the 10-day and 2-day NDX. Only Tesla and Intel in the red. And the usual suspects remain in place as the traders, trading value. So let's be ready for them tomorrow, and we'll get after it in the usual way. Take good care. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry.